Hi guys, it's Katie. Today's video is going to be a project roundup. This is my first project roundup in all of 2016. I have not done one since last year. I was doing them monthly for a long time, but I just haven't been crafting that much, which is kind of a bummer. But I didn't really think much of it. I was basically doing these videos because I know there's a lot of people who subscribe to my channel just for my crafting content, and I don't have that much crafting content to put out. Those videos take a lot longer to make and a lot more effort. I just don't have the time or energy to put into that right now. Whereas my cooking videos, I gotta cook for my family anyway, so making the cooking videos is a lot easier. So I was making the Project Roundup videos just to have crafty content on my channel, and also it held me accountable so I would actually finish projects. I have a really bad habit of making a project, getting it 90% done, and then setting it down and never finishing it. So it helped me actually finish projects, but I never really thought much about them, those videos. And then a couple months ago I did a tag video, and I think one of the questions, or I can't exactly remember, somehow the question came up, the different kinds of videos that I make. And I got several comments, like 3 or 4 comments saying that the Project Roundup videos were their favorite, and I was kind of shocked. Those videos get pretty modest views, and I mean, I share pictures on Facebook and the things that I make, and people are like, oh, that's great, like people who aren't crafters, I guess they don't get it, but if you subscribe to my channel because you're a crafter, then maybe you get it. So anyway, that's a long introduction. I have quite a few things to show you. Pretty much everything that I have here I've made in the last 6 weeks. So the whole year before, the middle of September or so, or the beginning of September, I've done like 1 or 2 things. I made an Afghan for our church bazaar. I dyed some pasta and some rice for my little one to play with. And then I've done a few little toddler crafts with my little one, but everything that's here on my lap right now I've just been making recently. So I'll show you some baby things. Also, some of these things aren't completely done because I wanted to get this video made, and I generally don't like to show things that aren't done because it helps me get things done, but I have time right now to film this. So I want to film this, and then I can finish these things up over the next few days. If I wait, I might not be able to film it. So the first thing I made for my newest little one is this sweater, and I made a sweater like this for my first baby, and I couldn't find that same pattern again, so I found something that I thought was similar, and I don't know if the pattern told me to do this or I did it, but I did it wrong. And the sleeves kind of go down, which I think will be okay. But it's not like the other sweater was. But it's a kimono style. It wraps around and it has these ties. So when you open it up, it's, let me show you. It's kind of like diagonal, and then this goes diagonal. And like I said, I made a sweater like this for my first baby, and it worked out perfectly because it adjusts to their size. So when they're really small and scrawny newborns, it fits them, and then whenever they kind of plump out, it still fits them. So I think that my little one wore the one that she had, for weeks and weeks and weeks, and so I thought that this would be a good sweater. It's just acrylic yarn, and I thought the color would be good for fall. I was also thinking, I have a little bit of this yarn left. I was thinking of making a beanie and putting a little stem so it looked like a pumpkin. The only thing is I just washed it, and when it came out, it's got all of this fuzz on it. So I don't know if I can throw it in the dryer again, if that will come off, or if I just have to sit here and pick it all off. That's kind of a bummer. So I made this, and like I said, the sleeves are kind of slanted down. So I found the sweater that I made for my little one, and I figured out my mistake, and I made another one. This is more like the one that I made for my first baby. And so this, you can see how the sleeves kind of go out instead of down. And again, it's kind of a wrap and tie kimono style. The funny thing about this, you can see I still have my ends to hide. I actually used every bit of this yarn to make this. I have this habit where I try to use up my stash yarn or my stash fabric, and I'll have a decent sized ball of something, I think it'll be enough, and I start to make it, and then I run out. And then I have to go to the store and buy another skein of the yarn to finish the project, and then I end up with more yarn in my stash than I started with. But this actually used every bit of the yarn This was the last thing that I did, this tie, and I just needed to finish these last like 12 slip stitches, and my yarn wasn't long enough, so I had to use the last like little scrap. I had to cut off one of these tails to finish the last like few just slip stitches, which should have been like a yard of, if my yarn was 1 yard longer, it would have been enough. So that's what I made, those 2 sweaters. Let's see, I have other crocheted things here. I made these chickens for my mom. She has chickens in her kitchen, and my mom's crazy. She sent me a message last night on Facebook. She sent me a link to this pattern, and she said, make me these chickens. Make me 2 chickens. I was like, okay. I was in bed when she sent the message, so I got it this morning, and she knows I can go into labor at any moment. And she knows how to crochet, but she said, make me these chickens. And I know she didn't mean to make them right now. She probably meant to make them like in a few months or next year or something. But they were really cute, and I'm trying to keep myself occupied so I don't start any big projects. So I made her these 2 chickens. I need a sewing favor from her anyway, so make her these chickens and then she can do me a sewing favor. The next thing I have a video on this, which I can link down below. I made some soaps. This one is unscented olive oil soap for my baby, and then this one has, obviously it's the rainbow colors, and then it's scented with orange and lemon verbena. I have how I made this one, a video on my channel. Let's see, what else do I have here? Ooh, I got a big stack of these. These are cloth, mama cloth postpartum pads, like menstrual pads. I've never used cloth pads before. I do use a reusable menstrual products, but I've never used a cloth pad before. So I wasn't exactly sure how to make these. There's a channel on YouTube, which I can link down below, where everything I learned about cloth pads I learned from her. Excellent. Goes over the materials you can use and how to draft a pattern and how to construct them, everything. So I was able to make these just by watching YouTube videos, which is kind of awesome. And I intended to make these with my first baby. I never got around to it, and it was driving me crazy. You know, between the pads being so big and bulky and you have to change them so frequently, my little garbage can in my bathroom was like filling up every day, and it just drives me crazy to know that that just goes straight in the landfill. So I made these. I started off picking like different fabrics from my stash, and then after a while I realized that I had a pretty decent size of this yarn, this fabric, and it was easier just to cut everything all at once. So most of them look like that. So this kind of like striped calico quilting cotton fabric, and then the back sides are all this green flannel. This flannel was a old sheet. Had this old queen size flannel sheet. Fitted sheets usually wear out a lot faster, and I had this big top sheet that was still in pretty good condition. I was going to use it to make cloth wipes for my cloth diaper stash. I never did that, but it worked out perfectly. It's the back side of all of these pads, and it's also inside, like it's the absorbent layer. So there's like 3 layers of flannel inside of this to absorb, and then the flannel on the back side. So everything was from my stash. I even had the snaps that are, so there's snaps that hold these wings, so it attaches to your underwear, because that's how it works. I actually had this from repairing cloth diapers. So I had the snap setter and snaps and the flannel and the calico. The only thing I had to buy was some PUL, which is the waterproof layer. So I have 8. I have 8 that are finished, and it only cost me $10 for that PUL. And these, if you buy them on Etsy, they're usually at least $10 each. So I thought I did a pretty good deal there. But like I said, I will link the channel where I learned how to make these. But these are like one piece like that, and I made 4 of them. I was trying to decide how many that I needed, and that's when I was thinking, I lost one. I think there's one on the floor down there. Oh, here it is. So I have 4 of them, like this, one piece things. These are 14 inches long, and they're really thick. They feel like mattresses, but that's what you're going to need postpartum. And when I was making these, I realized they're going to take forever to dry. Even if I wash them every day, We're going to be cloth diapering, so I just throw them in with the cloth diapers. I was thinking about how long it's going to take these to dry, and that's kind of a big problem with cloth diapers, like all-in-one cloth diapers. So that's why people do pocket diapers or like free folds and covers. So I made this second kind of prototype, and I have 4 of those, and I have more of these cut out, which I'll either finish in the next few days or I might ask my mom to finish for me. But these are a little bit smaller because these are a little bit more customizable. So on the back side, it opens up, and inside comes out these soakers, or inserts, whatever you want to call them. So right now they're stuffed with 3, and they're 3 layers of flannel each, so that they're like highest capacity. You might even be able to fit more, but I made 3 inserts per pad. So that's 9 layers of flannel, plus the calico liner. And then as I need less protection, I can use less of the inserts and just stuff them with less. And even to the point where if I just need it as a panty liner, I could just put 1 in. I don't really intend to use these beyond postpartum, but I know that it's heavier in the beginning and lighter at the end, so this way I can use these, and they're smaller, so when I'm able to leave the house and just need a little bit of protection, I can use these smaller ones. So, like I said, I have 8. I have 4 of those customizable ones and 4 of the big behemoth ones, and I have more of those cut out. But even if it makes like a small impact on the amount of disposable, like if I still need to use disposable, I'll obviously need to use less, so I'm happy about that. Let's see, I think the last thing I have here, and then I'll show you something upstairs, is my little one's Halloween costume. So my daughter's 3 now, and we've been talking about Halloween costumes for months because I knew October would be very busy for me, and I wanted to get her costume finished. So we've been talking about it. She's been excited about it. She decided she wanted to be a pink elephant. She has this toy. This is like one of her favorite toys, and she wanted to be a pink elephant like this toy. So I've been brainstorming, making the pieces. So I've been working on this since like the beginning of September, not continuously, but I've been working on pieces. I've been showing her each piece as I made it. And last Sunday, which was the 15th of October, so 2 weeks from Halloween, I said, let's put everything on all at once and see how it looks to make sure everything's done. Like, I was done with everything. Just wanted to do like one final look. And she freaked out. She said she doesn't want to go trick-or-treating. She doesn't want to do Halloween. She's too scared. It's too spooky. She doesn't like the costume. The costume is too spooky. Everything's too spooky. So I said, you know, you don't have to go trick-or-treating. There's other more toddler-friendly activities in our town and at the library. She said, nope, she don't want to do anything. So I don't know if she's going to change her mind in the next 2 weeks, but we have bats and rats and skeletons hanging outside of our house for decorations. She thinks they're hilarious, but for some reason her pink elephant costume has her spooked. So I'll show you what I made. I don't know if it's going to get used or not. The first thing I made was just a tutu, which isn't really elephanty, but I thought it would be cute. We went to a wedding and they had a photo booth, and she played with a tutu and she fell in love with it. She wore it the entire like reception of this wedding. So I made her this. It's like a no-sew tutu. You can find directions all over the internet for how to make them. But it's just a piece of elastic that's the size of her waist. I did sew my elastic into a circle, but I think to make it no-sew you just tie it in a knot. And then these are just strips of tulle that you just tie onto the waistband. So all these little individual knots are strips of tulle. And I think this took about 3 yards of tulle. A nice little fluffy tutu. The next thing I made was her hat. It's just like a beanie with some elephant ears. It looks like a mouse on me, but on her they hang down a little bit more, so it's an elephant hat. And then I made her this trunk. And it's just, I just freeformed this, made a tube and stuffed it with polyfill. I put this elastic on so she can, I don't know, I asked her if she wanted to have it on her nose or on her chin, because I was looking at other elephant costumes and it seems that the trunk's either on the person's nose like that or down on their chin. But she won't even try it on, so I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna even make a difference. And then I made her a tail, which I think the tail is still upstairs, but I just took some of the same yarn and I just did a braid and left some tassels on the bottom. So I'll just safety pin that. And then for her, like the rest of her costume, she's a 3-year-old girl, so she has tons of, she has like a pink long sleeve shirt, pink pants, and then I have this actually came in a bag of baby clothes that was given to us for the new baby. It's like a windbreaker or a raincoat or something. And I think it's supposed to be for like a 18-month-old or a 12-month-old, but it's the like perfect color of pink, and it has a pink elephant on it. So I have her wear just like a pink outfit, and then this, and the hat, and the trunk, and the choo-choo. If she ends up wearing it, we'll see. So that's everything that I have here. There's one more project that I was working on, and it's the dresser. So I'll take you upstairs and show you that. So here is the dresser. It's in our bedroom right now. We're gonna have the baby in our room for the foreseeable future. So we had like a little cubby unit when we had our first baby, because our first baby stayed in our room for a little while, and it worked out okay, but this is like twice the capacity. So this is going to be nice because I can not only put the clothes in there, I can put like the sheets and the cover, or the mattress pad for the crib. I can put extra diapers in here. I can put like everything. When we had our first baby, I was using like my drawers and my closet space for it, and it was stressing me out because between having the baby stuff in our closet and then me having like multiple sizes as I postpartum, your weight fluctuates and all that stuff, it was just stressing me out. So having this nice big dresser is awesome. I got this dresser on the side of the road. Like, it was supposed to go to the trash, and it was not in good condition. It's a decent dresser. It's sturdy, and it has nice big deep drawers, so I like it, but there's nothing special about it. It's just, there's not even tracks for the drawers to slide. It just kind of just slides in there. So like I said, it's going to work for us really nicely, and I cleaned it up, sanded it down, and spray painted it. This is just like Rust-Oleum spray paint. So I didn't put that much effort into refinishing it, but it looks a lot better than it did. There was like 4 layers of paint on this, and each layer was poorly done. So I had to sand it all the way down to the bare wood, and then I just spray painted it, and then I got this like liner paper I'm going to put inside the drawers. So I wiped it all out. It's going to be nice. I love this color, so it'll be nice to look at in our bedroom. If I have to look at an extra dresser in my bedroom, it might as well be a pretty green color. I really like this detail here at the bottom too. Like, I think it's cute. It's just nothing special. But again, I didn't pay anything for it. I just paid for the spray paint and the time it took me to sand it down. Anyway, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this project roundup. I can't promise that I'm going to have any other one anytime soon, but I hope you enjoyed this one. You can give my video a thumbs up, leave me comments, let me know what you're working on so I can live vicariously through people who don't have a newborn making craft projects. Alright, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.